my name's Tilly. I am single.
Hey, my name's Gaz. I'm tragically single.
Hi, I'm Ashton. I'm taken.
My name's Coco. My relationship status is single.
My biggest ick is
People think they're like really buff. Like, I'm not saying don't have self-confidence, but I'm just like, that's not it. I don't like that.
Probably just not knowing how to dress well.
When girls get their nails done and they just like, and they're like,
when someone is disrespectful. Like if they're walking past and then someone opens the door for them and they don't say thank you, that really bugs me.
My name's Ruben, and I'm not on this episode, but my biggest ick is when men don't respect women's rights.
I have been cheated on.
flip that. That's deep straight away. Tell me about your situation.
For me, I was talking to this girl for a couple months, and we just about got together. And she messaged me in like a state saying, "I'm so sorry, but I just kissed this guy. Don't worry, it's fine though, because I don't have feelings for him." And I let it go in that time, and then it happened a couple days later.
And has that affected a lot of your kind of like decisions in dating, like forwards?
I think back in the day, I was wary and trusting girls, but I think I've got past that stage now.
Oh, that's awesome.
What about you?
I think my dating relationships, like my dating experiences have been a bit of a dumpster fire, really. I've basically been cheated on by every girl that I've kind of been with. And I sometimes think, like, if that's the case, like, the problem's me, if that makes sense. And obviously it's not. And
Nah,
I've had to
bro.
get a lot of healing from that. But the last relationship I was in, she didn't technically cheat on me because we weren't technically together.
If I was cheated on, I'm not forgiving you. Because I think it takes a lot for me to trust anyone, if it's friends, like, or if I work with you and I feel comfortable with you. So then for you to go and like not value that and do something dumb, like, no.
From my personal experience, like, I have an absolute zero tolerance for not loyalty, if that makes sense. Like, if someone shows like a level of pushing the boundary, I'm just not interested.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like when you go through enough stuff, you just have to almost like set those boundaries and stick to them, because I have forgiven and it's just become so much worse, because then you grow and like I think it can work, right? You can forgive and you can move on.
It's all dependent on, like, if I'd been with the girl for a year, 2 years, and it felt like it was a long-term relationship, and actually I'm not had a worry of trust before, I think it's more I'd let it slide there. It's not let it slide, I think they would be working through it. But I think if it was a couple months in, I think that's a different story, because actually you've got off your relationship to a bad start in general. But I think if you're deeper in the relationship, forgiveness has to be a thought process, if you know what I mean, in my head kind of thing.
I am not over my ex.
No, I'm not over my ex, and it sucks. I think the worst part about not being over them is the fact it's weird. I don't know. It's like, I guess breakups work differently for everyone else, and it depends on how invested you were in the relationship in the first place. But she moved on quite quickly to process, and I think I'm doing all the right things to do to like get over her. Teach me your ways. How do I get over her?
Time, probably. I think it does a lot. I would also say just like focusing on yourself. I think loads of people say distract yourself with other things, but one thing that you're going to take to every single space is you. So you might as well focus on that, make that good, make yourself feel good, and then work from there.
I feel like time is a big thing, and letting yourself have time and actually not just feeling like you're forgetting about it, actually trying to deal with it, deal with what actually has gone on and how it actually ended, dealing with that sort of stuff and the baggage that comes with it being over and stuff. But for me, some of the practical things is throwing away everything that relates, if you know what I mean, and or even giving it back, if you know what I mean. It's sometimes an honouring thing if they've bought you something and it reminds you too much. It's a good idea to give back. If it's a jacket, that's a different story. But if it's like
a sick pair of garments or something.
Yeah, if it's like something that you
Like,
can practically
run me
give
my
back, then good. If not, I'm
Dumpster fire.
inclined to throw it away.
Yeah, charity shop.
Yeah, charityshop.com.
I think stay active, because like it's more like what's happening in your mental, like it's your mental health that's like kind of getting overwhelmed, and like if you stay more physical and do more activities, then it kind of just makes you forget about what's going on up there. And then
For sure.
also just socialize with like friends or family members that have been there, like solid and very concrete in your life, because then it's like I still have this person that loves me, and this person that appreciates me.
That's a good one. I think friends will tell you how it's real. Like I know some of my boys, they'll definitely tell me, get over yourself. Like they'll be like, get over it. Like fix up, like sort yourself out.
Fix up, look sharp.
Yeah, basically, and so sometimes a reality check from your friends and your close loved ones is a good stepping stone.
For sure.
Especially if they did you dirty. You got to remember, G-check yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also quite difficult when you're like also like half to blame, because it takes two to make a relationship work, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of guilt that comes in from like I wish I did things differently, and I think when it's like a bad breakup, it's like both parties leave traumatized, and like there's no closure, and like you have to. My thing for me that I've had to learn is just like learning how to let go of things.
I've used my sexuality to be noticed.
In social settings where there's loads of girls around and you feel, I'm the only guy around, I can get the most attention, and I know that maybe one or two of them may be interested. And I think that was some crazy ways.
For me, it's more about how I dress, but I dress for myself, of course. But like anything's like dresses, skirts, eyeliner, anything that kind of just pops, like even colors and like anything. So like me being a female and being able to like wear those dresses and have different parts to like show off, then I guess I can use it.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think I've definitely I think everybody's kind of gone through that stage where like you want to get a bit of validation from social media, and so you post like a slightly risky like photo
Just
or
after the
video.
gym.
And you know what you're doing, and you know why you're posting it, and it's like, it is to get attention from people, and a lot of the time like people do it to like gain confidence and get like a bit of a confidence booster, because a lot of the time they might not get that validation elsewhere like from a significant other or something. But I went through a stage of like really feeling convicted about these posters that that I was posting, and I had a really good friend of mine that he would only ever text me if I post something risky, and I was like, bro, take it down. I was like, are you my friend?
Good
You only
friend.
text me when you like have something to say, but it's like
Very good friend.
that's you can tell like he's a solid friend.
Do you never use your sexuality to get attention?
No. I think everything I do is for myself. I've never really cared what anyone else thinks. If you like it, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't care. You could like it, not like
Savage.
it, or be somewhere in
For sure.
between, and I wouldn't be pressed. I wouldn't be bothered.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like, as a girl, both of you guys, like both of you girls, do you ever feel like that, like there's a pressure from like society to actually like dress a certain way, to the extent of like you're not your values based on other people's opinions of how you dress?
I mean, sometimes yes. Let's see. So like Halloween or an event or anything, or sometime even it's like, okay, it's hot, but people don't want to see all of that, so kind of cover up a bit. Or like Halloween, like even though you're a character and you're actually just having a fun time with your friends, it's like can't go to that extent, can't do that full costume because people are gonna catcall you, people are gonna do that. So it's kind of like, although you want to like express yourself and you want to like be that character or like just have a fun time in summer, like be in a bikini or something, you can't because of how society are just looking. But I think it's more like, even though it's the 21st century, I think it's kind of getting slightly better. But, yeah.
Steps one step at a
Yeah.
time. Again, I just don't care.
Just don't care.
I think
Just don't
it's
care.
like, I definitely feel the pressure, but in the same sense, like, I think everyone should always do what they want. I think if you keep up with, like, what everyone else is doing and like what everyone else is wearing and stuff like that. Like, I really love fashion, so sometimes it feels like, you know, I have to keep up, and every time I step out in a fit, it has to be banging. And at the end, I'm just gonna wear what I want to wear. And if that means I'm in like my cleanest sneakers in the closet or like some leggings and a t-shirt, do you know what I mean? I'm just always gonna do what I want to do. But there's definitely a pressure, and I definitely felt all that. But then I just said, I can't come and kill myself for this. I can't. But I think we need to stop trying to make ourselves feel comfortable for others. Like, if you want to wear that bikini, wear it. If they catcall you, that's their problem. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, it's hard to say that because of like the times and like people are dangerous and, you know, fair. But I think we shouldn't suppress ourselves. So it's like, you guys need to get it right, like, not us.
Interesting.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
I don't want a relationship like my parents.
My parents are divorced, and I think it's probably the best thing for both of them, and I think for the kids, which is me and my brothers. But I wouldn't want my relationship to end up like that. I think I would love a union that stands like the test of time. I mean, I won't live for that long, but you know what I mean. Like, it will last. I don't think my parents are like bad people or anything like that, but I think just the way relationship was presented to us was probably not the best or what I would want for like my friends or anything like that. So that's probably what I would say. Yeah.
I think that's a savage question. I love the question because actually it makes me delve deeper and reflect on actually my family and their family dynamic. And actually, I know for me, like my mum has been like the rock in her relationship, and actually making the decision of not being together was a big call. And actually, I know I've learnt so much good from the bad situation. And yeah, my parents haven't been together since I was young, and yeah, I think that was, as you said, that was for the best for my parents' situation.
Yeah, similar thing, parents divorced, younger siblings as well. But the way that they stayed together for like 10, 12 years, just like for the kids mainly, even though it was an unhappy marriage and they didn't want to like stay together, like even though they probably tried to work it out, but staying just for the kids was kind of like, not a selfish thing, but it was selfless. But then it's like suffocating them and it's not good for them. And then it kind of just breaks the point of you actually having individual happiness.
I think it's really important to look and think, you know, why don't I? Like, of course, no one wants to end up, but it's like, how do we spot the things that lead to that so we don't end up like that? Because I think no one wakes up one morning and is like, okay, divorce. I think it's a lot of little things over, you know, it builds up, and then it's like this volcano erupts where it's always been bubbling for like the last like, however many years, you know?
I'm seeing the side very often. Yeah, my parents have been, you know, considering the culture of like, you know, the 50% divorce rate, I've been extraordinarily lucky that my parents have stayed together. They have a very, very strong marriage. in some ways it's actually kind of difficult that their marriage is so good, because my relationships have been nowhere near the level of quality, I guess, of theirs, and I think it's actually been it's been quite difficult because it's put a lot of pressure on me to not live up to the standards that my parents have had.